Yeah, I think let me find it here. I had it.
Let's say that would be.
There it is. All right, Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson was doing an interview with Charlamagne the God. Apparently, he does interviews now.
Who I honestly don't hate. He's actually he's been kind of, I don't know. He's got balls sometimes.
Okay, well let's check it out. This I have a couple timestamps.
Like people are like, hey, my friends will tell me now. We're at a point where like people will come over and be like, hey, you gotta we're all fucking pissed and terrified. So not pissed, but like we're all like worried. So you should go. I got a good group around me where they give a fuck.
What does cutting look like?
He's talking about cutting himself.
Oh, good.
Cut my chest.
Is he a girl?
Yeah.
Is he a fucking girl?
That's girl stuff, yeah.
I started getting tats on my chest just to like cover them.
On your chest, this is?
Yeah, bro, he's black now.
Do you notice how much more hood he talks as he's talking to Charlamagne?
Super hood around black people. It's very funny. It's comical.
It's just like a release. It's just something that like it's if you can't get a tattoo or like if you can't, it's never in like any like spot that's like serious. It's just like whenever you're so manic and upset.
Oh, I hate him. I'm
that's
sorry.
Like the only thing.
Royce last night sent this to me for prep, and then I just was like, I had to write it over and over again. I was like, I hate him. I hate him so much. I hate him. I'm trying to watch this, but I hate him. Everything about him he's so hateable, right? On every core, like, honest question, is there anything Pete Davidson could do, do you think, to turn you around on him?
One thing.
What?
I can't say it.
That's not. But seriously, is there really, when you think about like...
No. He's already... To me, the being an SNL cast member and pretending you're a rock star thing is so cringe.
And he's just... I don't think he can undouche himself enough to ever be redeemed.
That would work for me. But now you go to rehab, you learn like, oh, you could like take a cold shower, you could work out, you could listen to music really loud.
You work out?
You could read this excerpt, you could go on the Calm app, you can call a friend, you could wait 5 minutes. There's just, so much shit you learn that is like eked into your brain if you get to do some of that stuff. So like, that's how I've been taking care of it.
Did the cutting bring any relief?
You think that Lorne Michaels likes that not only does he have tattoos on his hands, but on his neck and behind his ear? Because he loves to be, when you're playing characters, you want to be able to have tattoos on your neck and ear.
Well, yeah, no, it's just didn't stop Phil Hartman. I mean, you remember Phil Hartman was like...
He had a face tattoo, yeah.
Huge,
he said damage.
Face,
he said damage right here.
Yeah, I mean, it was embarrassing, but no, of course not. That's why they loved guys like Phil Hartman, because that guy came in and was like,
everybody.
Who are you turning me into today?
I will
Is
be
it
him.
even a white person? You know what I mean? Like, and it was no worry about like, oh, I'm coming in, man, all fucked up, dude. It was like, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Looking forward to tonight.
Boy, I love my wife.
But nothing's ever going to... Everything at home is just okay. Nothing's ever going to... But seriously, like, he was amazing. But this is, a guy coming in... Yeah, man, I don't know. What is... Oh, cool, Pete. In addition to all of the tattoos, what is this bandage? I was cutting last night. I was sad because my pop star girlfriend left me. Like, can you imagine, like... Wouldn't you be like, this is what I gotta fucking deal with this guy?
Yeah, Lauren has to write just a bunch of Breaking Bad skits just to fit him in.
We'll make him Skinny Pete.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, it's awesome. Well, it's no,
it's not awesome.
No, it's not awesome. But like the feeling of it after is just you feel really stupid after, but like as you're doing it, it feels really great.
He's twisted.
We've all had girlfriends like this, right?
Yes.
It's like getting tatted.
Okay, so you think that you're trying to match, I guess, physical pain with emotional?
Yeah, when I'm really angry and upset, it feels really good to just get like needled up or get a tat or like.
Or like, I don't know, handling emotions like an adult, maybe.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think that would be.
You think so?
Cool if you wanted to do something like that.
Oh, shit like that.
I need you to get in the boxing, Pete.
I know everybody's saying that. I gotta quit the cigs first.
You need.
Hey, Mike. You know what he calls them? He calls them the SIGs. Gotta quit the SIGs first, bro.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Oh, we got more.
I can't do this. This is right. This is bad. This is like
Okay. Well, I think you're really gonna like this coming up part.
I can't. But I gotta quit the
skipped it.
cigs though, bro.
You'll love this. Here we go.
It's just awful.
Now you got a joke in your special, your Netflix special.
Yeah.
About I don't even know if it's a joke, but it's about Louis C.K.
Yes, sir.
And he supposedly tried to get you fired from SNL for smoking too much weed.
Yes.
Was that a real story?
Yes. It's a true story. I don't want to like ruin the joke, but pretty much like he just like ratted me out to my boss.
Yeah.
It was so weird. I never really got over that.
Was it personally?
Why?
So you're mad at Louis C.K. probably because because Louis C.K. was a writer for SNL for a long time. So instead of like paying attention and providing this, because here's what happened. He's a fucking little worm, right? Here's what probably happened. Everybody on SNL did drugs, okay? Let's not pretend that David
probably still does.
David Spade, Chris Farley, they all did drugs. But I'm going to assume, and this is just an assumption, that they did their drugs, but they were sitting there at the table reads going, what are we doing next? Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? What if we got like Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze to do a Chippendales thing? That would be hilarious. The problem is, Pete, seeing as that you like a woman and you were cutting yourself, you were probably sad. And you were probably outside smoking weed instead of helping provide for the show. I'm really sorry.
We're not there a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas, like you said, there's people that just did their drugs in the fucking building.
Exactly.
Just came in and were like, all right, what are we doing? What do we got? We're here. We're doing it. He's doing, like you just said, he wants to be the rock star.
Yeah.
But also be at SNL. And it's like, then that means you're doing the whole showing up late thing and being a cool guy. And that's just...
Louis C.K. worked with... when he was a writer, Louis C.K. worked with a lot of people that did drugs.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you smoked a lot of weed and you were insufferable.
Yeah, like you smoke a lot of weed.
Or was it when he was guest hosting? Maybe it's when he was guest hosting? Because Louis C.K. wasn't a writer when Pete Davidson was there. So probably when he was guest hosting. Yeah.
But he probably was just... Because Louis is borderline autistic. And Louis was probably just sharing his opinion or reflecting on Pete Davidson in front of him or to Lauren or so. Like, I could imagine you being like, this fucking guy. He's a mess.
Was that a real story?
Yes. It's a true story. I don't want to like ruin the joke, but pretty much like he just like ratted me out to my boss.
Yeah.
It was so weird. I never really got over that.
Although you've gone to rehab several times, so clearly you do have an addiction problem. I'll forget weed for a second, but still you do. You have an addiction problem, and then somebody pointed out that you may have an addiction problem, and they're the bad guy.
Was it personally vindicating?
I think
for you to see his comedic downfall?
Oh my God. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Look at him rubbing his hands while he does it.
Yeah, I imagine it's what like Ariana feels like now, like just watching me just tumble for 2 years.
No, I don't think, Pete, I don't.
First off,
I hate to sound mean, but I don't think she cares, dude.
First off, Charlamagne, Louis C.K. didn't have a comedic downfall. He's still as funny as he ever was.
Yeah.
Watch his stand-up. He's still as funny as he ever was.
Yeah, you woke fags.
You fucking ruined his life, which is something that's completely different. He didn't just become bad at comedy, you know? He wasn't making a fucking National Lampoon's reboot or something. He was just fucking dragged across the coals because he asked girls to jerk off in front of him and they said yes.
Just being like, yes. I'm sure it's very vindicating. But yeah, that felt great. I loved it. That guy hasn't been nice to many people, so.
Really?
Yeah, he's not a nice guy. Well, the thing is, if something bad happens to someone and they're a nice guy, like, people fucking don't stop talking to you, and your friends don't.
Okay, so that's why nobody likes you, Pete, because you're not a nice guy. So let's start there. You make people fucking sign $1 million NDAs to go see your fucking stand-up, you piece of fucking shit. You fucking piece of garbage. You're not a nice guy. You're a fucking phony. You don't even care about yourself enough.
This guy's a phony.
Yeah. By the way, the other thing fucking... Maybe... You know what? Louis C.K. might not be a nice guy.
I don't really hear a lot for or against him.
Yeah.
But that's...
Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But the thing is that there's something that Louis C.K. is that you'll never be, which is good at comedy. See, that's... No matter how much you tumble... You're fucking dating fucking 18-year-old pop stars. That's great. It's probably awesome. I've never laughed at anything Pete Davidson has ever done, ever. The only thing I've ever laughed about in Pete Davidson's life was what happened to his dad on 9/11. Besides that, there's been nothing that I've laughed about.
Look, man, he's been a disaster. He's never been funny.
Piece of shit.
I only remember him. He was one of Opie's little pet projects.
Yeah, I remember that.
Opie kept bringing him on, but it was like, ugh. Like he was just, I don't know. Yeah, he's just kind of like I want to say Long Island trash, but I know he's from Staten Island, but still Staten Island trash is very similar to Long Island trash.
Like he's doing shows in fucking Israel. He had to leave the country. You know what I mean? Like Aziz still here, people still here. Not that Aziz did.
He just did Skankfest.
Yeah,
half of what but.
Wait. So you're saying not that Aziz... So you're defending Aziz, though, because Aziz was nice to you. So you just base all your relationships on whether he was nice to you.
Yeah, he's nice.
Have you ever thought that maybe you were the asshole in these situations? Have you ever thought that maybe you were the problem there, Petey boy?
Yeah, that dude's just a piece of shit.
Really?
Yeah, he's not a nice... Maybe he's changed, I don't know, but like he's not nice to young comics.
No! He wasn't nice to you! He wasn't nice to you, because I've actually heard stories of other comics that say that Louis was really nice. He's not nice to young comics. Are you fucking kidding me? Did you watch his TV show, Louis? You can say what you want about Louis. That's a loyal dude. Every comic who's ever done anything with Louis was on that show. Watch Louis. Every comic, fucking Joe DeRosa, Bobby Kelly.
He threw a lot of people in his shows that were not even good.
Dane Cook stole jokes from him, and he had him on his show.
Yeah.
He gave people... Doug Stanhope. Doug Stanhope, who, by the way, is a fringe... I love Stanhope, but he's not a He's a guy who does shows in fucking Utah and stuff.
Nobody needs him on a TV show.
And which, by the way, Stanhope on Louis was great.
That was one of the best episodes.
Yeah. Fucking Jim Norton. Nick DiPaolo. When Nick DiPaolo was even Mr. Conservative guy, he had him on. Don't fucking pretend that Louis isn't loyal to his friends. Maybe, just maybe, he didn't help you out because you're a piece of trash. To say that Louis doesn't take care of his friends is not good to young comics is fucking bullshit. Louis has been nothing but nice to people in the fucking industry. Sarah Silverman defended Louis C.K. after the jerking off thing, and she's a woke SJW idiot.
And Pete, too, he's got a problem, like, where he's got to learn some humility. Because, like, look, even I, at times in my life, thought, oh, well, this guy kind of sucks because they weren't cool to me, or this guy sucks. And then you kind of look back and you go, well, I was also kind of a punk.
Right.
He needs to learn in his life that he's a punk, and he needs to stop being a punk because you could rub people the wrong way, and then you go, well, he's not nice to young comics. Well, maybe you rubbed him the wrong way, and then maybe he didn't like you. Like, is he not allowed to do that?
Andrew Jackson's got a good point. I'm outraged. How dare someone be mean to a drug-addicted, self-absorbed, cutting garbage person like Pete Davidson?
No.
Yeah.
But you understand my point? Like, if I'm like a legend in some business and somebody comes up to me, but they're a snot-nosed punk and they're smoking weed and they're being disrespectful to me, but then I'm like, well, all right, and then I don't really help this person or give a shit about them. And then years later, you hear him going like, oh, well, he doesn't do enough to help young comic. What do I owe any person if I don't like you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's a very good point.
Like, if I don't like somebody, like, I'm sure there's plenty of people Louis likes that'll tell you, yeah, he put me on shows, he did this with me, gave me a gig here. Like, he's helped dudes out that he likes. But what the fuck is this? Yeah, fuck him, man. He's a piece of shit. He doesn't help young comics. No, he doesn't help anybody in your little camp because he probably doesn't like you. It's life.
At one point, you wanted to get a tattoo of him, though.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did I really?
Yeah. Well, the reason wasn't a good reason.
What was the reason?
Because you said that you got a Harry Potter tattoo. And then you say the next day, Alan Rickman, the guy who played Snape, died. Then you got a Willy Wonka tattoo.
Oh yeah. And I said I wanted to get a Louis tattoo because all those guys died after I got the tattoo.
Yeah, you said you got a Willy Wonka tattoo.
Your dad died in 9/11.
Yeah.
All those guys died after. Let me tell you,
edgy,
just this interview, I wouldn't want to help you. Not that I could or anyway. I'm a nobody, but who would want to help this dude out? Who would want to help the? Look at you. Who would want to help you? Who would want to help your career, Pete? Who Who in their
They're
right
going
mind?
to, though.
First off, with somebody with all of these fucking problems and all these fucking addiction things, he keeps going back to rehab and he keeps cutting himself. Why would you? Why? Let's say you're Louis C.K. Why would you invest your time, which is valuable, into somebody that's like this? It's going to self-destruct. Why would you invest your time?
And again,
He doesn't have to. By the way, you're right. Being a comic doesn't mean you have to help other comics. That's not a prerequisite of being a good comic.
Like, here's what I'm going to guess happened, is that he was probably late to something, maybe a rehearsal the day before something. And he probably came in smelling like weed, looking and sounding the way Pete Davidson does. And Louis probably said, like, what's this guy? What's his fucking deal?
And that's a good
like,
point,
he's a
Sloth.
fucking mess.
Good point, Sloth. And worst of all, Pete's not funny.
Yeah, that's the worst.
That's the biggest
That's
sin.
the gravest sin you could commit.
That's the biggest sin right there, Pete. You're not a funny guy. You're not an entertaining. And by the way, you don't have to. I mean, you should be funny if you're on a fucking comedy show, but you're not even charming. You're not even.
Nope.
There's nothing about. You're not even a hard worker. Like, you know, Chris Kattan wasn't the funniest guy, but Chris Kattan fucking showed up. He was there at every skit.
Whatever humiliating
Whatever you
thing
want,
they
man.
asked.
I got you. People don't want to help you. You know why Louis didn't want to help you, Pete? People don't want to help you because you don't help yourself. Why would somebody help you? If you don't even help yourself, if you're still cutting yourself like a 15-year-old girl.
But, dude, you don't get it, man. It's like...
It makes you feel alive.
Shut up.
You feel alive.
Go check in somewhere then.
Jesus Christ. Who wants to help you?
Yeah, it's gross. It's gross, and he doesn't want to, like, again, he wants to be that guy. Everybody knows, I think that's why everybody hates him, because he wants to be that guy. We all know a guy at this age range that acts like this, and they're like, it's just expected of them. Man, I'm just crazy. I'm out there, man. And it's like, no, you just refuse to take any personal responsibility and get help. There's plenty of people like, because we've all known people in our lives that had like a real bad phase, a struggle they went through, something. But they weren't like this brazen about it. Like, yeah, man, it's just what I do, man. Just what works for me, man. You're like, no, it's not fucking working for you. This guy just, some other guys in life just embrace the whole, no, this is what I am, I'm a piece of shit. And I'm never gonna try to treat people better or make myself more responsible or considerate. No, man, this is what I am.
Hey, Pete, you want to be a rock star? Sure. I got one for you to be. How about be Chester Bennington?
Do the world a favor.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Why don't you I'll give you some other rock stars. Kurt Cobain. Huh? Why don't you do that, huh? Why don't you be that? Scott Weiland. H.C. Frick.
More like Scott Weiland out. Am I right? You do that show.
H.C. Frick. Jim Brewer wasn't funny, but he gave 110%.
I gotta get
especially when he was Goat Boy.
You know what, though? I'll say this. You know, I know a lot of people say this is like a cop-out, but Jim Brewer on the radio was amazing.
Great stories. Yeah.
Jim Brewer telling a story and talking to you like a person is really good. But yeah, the stand-up, man. The rock bands, remember that?
So, Pete, much like the Knicks jersey you're wearing, you are destined to fail, my friend.
It's a great fucking freeze frame. Look at that.
Yeah, exactly. I was leaving it up for a while to hopefully get the thumbnail. That's my thumbnail. Right.
That should have a blacked.com logo on it because you can
really
just see
should.
the profile of Charlamagne right now.
It really should.
Can somebody make this a blacked.com?
Here, I'll full screen it for you guys real quick. Screenshot that bad boy. There you go.
That's a perfect blacked.com.
There it is.
Watermark